Alright, what's going on, everybody? So as you can see, I'm in here in my garage. It is like a nice toasty 70-ish degrees, but that's not gonna last long because I have to roll my fenders on my car, and I did not plan this out very well, and I started tearing a lot of stuff apart outside when it was nice. So now the car is not really in the condition to drive, so I'm going to be doing it outside where it is probably 30 degrees. Right there, I just got that in the mail yesterday, late, probably like, I don't know, like 4 or 5 o'clock. FedEx delivered it. Said it was out for delivery all day yesterday, so I was hoping to start on it yesterday, but of course it didn't get here till late, and I just never got around to starting on it. Other than prepping the car, loosening all the lug nuts and all that jazz. So yeah, and I got it jacked up, jack stands under it and all that crap. So yeah, so I'm gonna start on trying to get this done. I'm gonna start on this left rear wheel. There's a pretty substantial lip on this thing, and you can see, you can see it right there, like how wide it is, how much it juts under. Pretty much does that all the way around, and there's no weight on these tires right now. This is completely jacked up, and there's only that much. I can't even fit my fingers in it with completely jacked up. So when I let it down, you can obviously imagine how much of a difference it's going to be, or how much lower it's going to be, mainly because these are a really fat tire. They're 245/40, but they're not stretched at all, and it's a 9.5-inch wheel. So there's a lot of meat on these tires. So I got the suspension all the way up on this side and almost all the way up on the other side in the rear too. So yeah, I'm gonna have to roll and pull the shit out of these. I mean, there's a huge lip under there that's pretty much at a 90. Yeah, it's a nasty lip. So I'm gonna get started on that a while. Okay, so I just realized, which is a real pain in the ass, that in order to use the fender roller, obviously, you have to have your e-brake off and the car out of gear. It's a rear-wheel drive car, so in my case, I have to have it out of gear to do the rears at least. The fronts wouldn't matter if it was in gear. But I have the whole left side up because I planned on doing the left front and left rear at the same time, because you can stick it under the frame rail, stick the jack under the frame rail, and you bring the whole left side up at once. But I didn't even think of the fact that this diff is locked. It has a welded diff. So if the other side is on the ground, it's not going to spin. They need to both spin. So I need to get the rear up in the air completely and have the front down, which makes more of a pain in the ass because it's really hard to get this jack that I have, which is a low profile jack. It's just not that long, so it's really hard to get it to the jacking point by the rear diff. So poor man's creeper. That'll work. Alright, so part of the issue too is not only freezing my balls off out here, is the main issue is the fact that it's not going to get as hot, or it's going to take longer, and it's going to be harder to get the paint malleable because of how cold it is, and obviously the entire car, all the metal is frozen. So yeah, it's going to be a lot harder to not F the paint up. So let's see how it goes. So you can see how much extra meat is on these tires. Very meaty tire. I like the tread pattern, and dude I got them from said they actually grip really well. He's got like this big turbo Mazda which he said's like 400 horsepower, and he said his factory wheels and tires would break loose constantly. And then he got these wheels, or he got these tires on these wheels, I guess, and he never had an issue with it slipping, so they look like they're pretty good tread. So I'm happy about that, at least. So obviously I'm not getting into the whole step-by-step thing with jack your car up, put on jack stands, blah blah blah. But you know, really, once you get to this point, all you do is bolt the fender roller up, adjust it to the right angle, heat the paint, and roll it out. I mean, there's a million videos on YouTube on how to roll fenders. You'll definitely, if you've never done it before, you'll definitely get a good idea of how to do it from this. It's super straightforward. I'll show you the main things along the way to remember. But like I said, I'm not going to get into the nitty gritty of all the random common sense things. But apparently, this arm down, adjust this back. One of the issues with this particular car, and maybe some other cars, is that the front brakes are so big and they stick out so much that it doesn't allow the roller to go that way because you'll hit your brake. So that's why they give you these little spacers here that handle shit. But yeah, these little spacers here bump the roller out away from the car so you can clear whatever you need to clear. So I'm not sure if I'm going to need these spacers or not, but I'm going to stick them on anyway. There we go. So yeah, stick it on like that. Oh my God, it's cold. Dude, that just barely hits the lip on the lowest setting. Of course, it's super annoying because it's way harder because of the diff. So what a lot of people do, which I wasn't going to do, but I'm going to do it now, is they'll take a rubber mallet and their heat gun at first and just get that lip started up. Instead of trying to start from scratch with the roller, it's much easier just to tap it upwards a little bit and get an angle on it first. Yeah, that sucks. But I figured it was gonna happen either way. It always does. Alright, so yeah, I got a chip in the paint, as you can see right there. But I'm probably gonna get that a couple times more, I imagine, when I do this whole car. But I'm just gonna have to touch it up the best I can. But yeah, like I said, you just want to use the mallet to tap it to get yourself started, and then start going back and forth with the roller while spinning this out to apply more and more pressure and keep applying heat. Because the heat is what's going to stop the paint from chipping. And I definitely did not apply enough heat over here. But even if you do, you know, this quote-unquote perfectly, and you apply the proper amount of heat everywhere and stuff, you know, this paint's 30 years old, you're still going to get, well, 20-some years old, you're still going to get paint chipping no matter what.
Ryan Little.
The biggest thing here is really to be patient, which is not my best attribute in any way, shape, or form. You can see right there, you see where the paint's starting to chip. It's pretty much chipping all along, but most of it's staying on the underside of the lip, which I'm okay with, except for right there, which that's actually a little rust hole, so there's nothing I could do about that anyway. I wouldn't have known about that until I wouldn't have known about that until I rolled it, you know, and showed its ugly face. So yeah, I'm just gonna sort of touch it up the best I can, you know. Maybe I'll slap a sticker on it or something. We'll see. Once I get through all 4 of them, what they look like. I mean, this has to be done no matter what, so on to the next ones. And I'm just gonna keep rolling, because what you see here is how they're all gonna go. So, and I'll do an update when I get halfway through it. Okay, so this wheel is done, or this fender is done, I think. We'll see once I get it on and everything. There's a lot of paint chipping and everything, but for the most part, it didn't destroy anything. I got the lip really pressed in. I didn't realize how much of a workout and how hard it was going to be with this welded diff. Nobody ever tells you that. So the fronts will be pretty easy because it spins freely, but the rear, because the diff is welded, it doesn't let you work that. There's a lot of resistance when you're trying to work that fender roller back and forth from the diff. So yeah, I'm gonna bolt this wheel up and move on to the other rear side and then move to the front. Might be a good idea to take the bolt spacers off for the damn fender roller. Alright, so I got both the rear fenders rolled, so I'm gonna throw this other rear tire on and see how it looks. There's a gap. I can run my finger. It's almost a finger width gap the whole way through, except for like right here it gets sort of tight, but you can see I can still run my finger through. But you can see it looks pretty damn good. It's a little lower than it's gonna be actually because the front's jacked up, but yeah, that's where I'm at now. So and I think I gotta lower both my front coils a little bit too. So I don't know, this is always such a project, man. Back and forth, taking the wheels on and off, it's a pain in the ass. So yeah, gonna work on this one now. Alright, so I just got everything done. There was a lot, and that's the understatement of the year, of stuff you guys didn't see in the video, because honestly I took the wheels and tires on and off probably like 20 freaking times, just, you know, to dial in the ride height, to take it off, you know, taking it off and rolling the fenders a little bit more, just making all sorts of different adjustments. And like I said, these tires are so wide, these wheels are so wide now, that I can't lay under it like I used to and just reach my hand up in there and adjust the coil over. So I have to pull the tire every time I want to, or pull the wheel every time I want to adjust the ride height. But I like it. I got it pretty even all the way around. It rubs in the rear on like extreme angles and like big bumps, but you know, as long as I'm careful, it's fine. And I like it too because it has a nice low look, but unlike a lot of my other cars, I'm not worrying about slamming my oil pan on the ground and stuff. Like my E30 that I had was every time, you know, I go over like a big bump or something, the freaking oil pan would scrape across the ground, and I repaired it and it cracked, and then I repaired it and it cracked, and it was just a constant issue. Yeah, and I've had other Volkswagens that were like that and stuff. So yeah, this one, where the motor is, it sits up high, so you don't have to worry about it. But yeah, I'm gonna get side skirts too, and then a front lip, which will give it a, you know, lower look overall. So yeah, I'm really happy with the outcome. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna have to get an alignment done because I just took it for a test drive, and the one time I did get on it, you know, I got over like 60-70 miles an hour. It got a real bad shake in the wheel, which wasn't there before. But you know, that's to be expected with, you know, such an extreme drop in the suspension and different size wheels and tires and, you know, all of that crap at once. So yeah, I'll have to deal with that soon. So anyway, I think that's where I'm gonna leave it for now. I got some more stuff planned for the car, so definitely stay tuned. There is a car show in a couple days, really cool one that I like, which I will be filming a lot of stuff there. I know a lot of people that watch my channel will be there too, so I'll see a lot of you guys out there. But yeah, I guess that's it.